Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy King Marko in the building here to give y'all some game. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. You know what it is. Let's get into it. Well, just got through watching the fight, y'all. And I gotta say, it was a pretty good fight. I ain't gonna even lie. Tank, he always gives you a good fight. That's the one thing I can say about Tank Davis. He'll give you a good fight to watch. So for the 6 rounds that was displayed tonight, it was an entertaining fight. I will say that. Okay. Now, who was winning this fight? As much as I like Tank, I gotta honestly say that Romero was actually winning this fight. He showed more power in this fight than Tank. Tank really didn't have no real good shots on Romero in the first 5 rounds. I mean, it really took that punch to knock him out. That was a clear punch on Romero. So if they went to the scorecards on this, I think Romero was winning this fight. I have to be honest with you. You know, Tank, he showed out that like a true champion does. You never out of a fight, or he's one punch away from knocking somebody out. That's the one thing about Tank. He's kind of like um, Deontay with that. Deontay Wilder can be out of a fight, and that split second he can knock somebody out. Tank Davis is the same thing. Tank. You know, he gets hit with a lot of shots throughout his career. You know, Tank has been in some lightweight wars, throughout his career, and this fight was no different. Romero was getting the better shots in to me, and I would not be surprised if they run this back. I think they will. I think they are going to run it back. One, it was a good fight, and two, it was it did well at the box at the gate. It did well at the gate, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to do well in pay per view. So to me, with this being a competitive fight, I think this fight is going to happen again. Does Gervonte really want this fight? I don't think he might not want this rematch because it's going to be hard work. He knew if he didn't get that shot in, if that shot would have never happened, that would have went the distance, and that this fight could have went anywhere. So my guesstimation with the quality of the fight itself and the money that's going to be made, because the second fight always makes more money than the first fight. So with this being a rematch, they probably gonna say Tank to run this back. Now Tank will do it because deep down inside, Tank believes he's a better boxer than Romero. Romero really did not belong in the ring with Tank right now, to be honest with you. He's only got 11, 12 fights, man. I mean, he's not really experienced enough to beat a Tank Davis at this point. I, I wouldn't have put if I'm his manager, I would tell Rolly Romero that he should not have taken this fight. It's a little too early. He needed a few more setups, before he went into the ring with Tank. You need to have at least 20 wins under your belt to even think about beating Tank. Okay, I'm sorry. You're not gonna beat Tank Davis with just 13 fights. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. Okay, Tank is too skilled of a fighter to lose to a guy who's only got 13, 14 fights max. Okay, you're not gonna beat Tank. Eventually, he's gonna figure you out and knock you out. Okay, that's what he's gonna do. Okay, Rolly Romero really has no business being in the ring with Tank at this point. Me personally, if I'm Rolly Romero, he needs to fight at least a couple more fights before he fights Tank again. I would not run this back because if you run it back, it might end up being worse because now they got tape on Rolly and Tank is gonna come a little bit different the next time than he did this time. Okay, to me, Rolly was winning the fight. I have to admit he was winning it, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's experienced enough to beat him in a rematch, and I just don't see it. He's too young. And Tank has been in too many wars already in his young career. He's been in this situation too. This is the first time Rolly Romero has been in a crowd like this. To be at the Barclays Center, and then you got all these celebrities at the fight, and then you got Premier Boxing Champ and Showtime and Leonard Ellerby, and, all these big figures. I'm saying, in the boxing world, all at this fight. You know, that kind of probably made Romero kind of like he had a disadvantage in this situation. He ain't used to that. So I'm gonna equate to this loss as part of him getting caught with a shot, but also getting caught up in the glitz and the glamour. You got all these niggas at the fight all iced out, and Errol Spence is there. All the major big wig fighters is in the building looking at him. I just think that he lost on this primarily on experience, on being inexperienced in a situation like this. That's why I say that he's not ready to be fighting no Tank Davis with 13, 14 fights. Okay. I don't even think he's ever been in a room that damn big with all those cameras and all those lights and everything. I don't think he's ever been in a room that big. Okay. You have to be a very good champion to overcome that. And I don't think you get that with just 14 fights. I don't think you get it at all. Okay. The only thing that I would say about Romero is that he needs to get a little bit quicker, and he needs to take off a little bit of weight. He's running around there chasing Tank all over the ring, and that muscle gonna wear on you as the rounds go on. Okay, Tank is played a very strategic fight. It was very strategic. He took a lot of shots, but at the same time, it was still strategic. That's what I would say about that. But overall, Romero, I don't think is ready to be in the ring with Tank right now. I don't think he's there at all. It's too early for him to be fighting them. I think his management is leading him down the wrong path. Personally, I really do think they're leading him down the wrong path, because if you really care about his career, you don't put him in the ring with Tank Davis after 14 fights. I don't think you do that. Okay. He needs a few more rounds to fight before he fights Tank Davis again, personally. Even though I will say this about Roby, he was more poised in the ring than Tank. I will say that. Rody was very focused tonight. Okay, I will say that. He was fighting a very good fight until he just took that shot. And Tank can get you with one shot. He's a skilled boxer, and he'll box you. But if you get caught with that right shot, Tank gonna knock you out. That's for sure. I will say that about Tank. As far as the future of Tank, will he resign with Floyd Mayweather? I don't know. I don't know at this point. My guess is no. I don't think he resigns with Floyd. Okay. If he doesn't, I think that'll be a bad mistake for Tank if you don't cap Floyd in the stable. I think he needs to keep Floyd in the ring with him, because at the end of the day, you're gonna need all the salesmen that you can get when it comes to promoting fights. And if Floyd is not around and not in that circle, I don't think Tank is ready to carry that torch on his own. Okay, he's a star, but at the same time, a star needs another star to promote these fights. And I think that if he leaves Floyd Mayweather, me personally, I think that this can cause Tank to fall off. I don't think Tank is ready to be on his own right now. I think he should re-sign with Mayweather Productions, keep Floyd as his side partner, and keep this thing rolling. Okay, I don't think Mike Tyson is as big without Don King. He's big, but I don't think he's getting $30 million per fight. Okay, and Tank needs Floyd to sell this fight to make this thing a bigger situation. Because the second fight for Romero versus Tank is going to be bigger than the first. Because now Rolly Romero has shown that he can play, he can box with the big dogs. So now, and there's some people that's going to believe that Rolly Romero was winning this fight. Okay, so that's gonna bring a lot of hype with him in the rematch. But I think in the end, when it's all said and done, they're gonna push Tank up. Rolly Romero is a good fighter, but he's not Tank Davis. So, in my personal opinion, if they were to rematch it, even right now, let's just say tomorrow they said we're gonna do the rematch, and we're gonna rematch this thing in September. Okay, Tank's still gonna win that fight because Rolly needs a couple years to beat a Tank Davis. Okay, he's only got 14 fights, and that's too light. And me personally, PBC is doing a disservice to their young fighters like that. Okay, first of all, and I'll tell you why, because you really don't put your true champion, a guy who's going to be champion, in the ring with other guys that can fight. Tank Davis shouldn't even be in this kind of fight. He just got through beating Santa Cruz, and that was a hard fight. Okay, Tank is wearing himself out. He's gonna be busted up and broken up by the time he's 33 years old. By the time Tank is 33, man, he gonna be beat up. He gonna be worn out, straight up. Okay, I'm not dealing with this. Okay, this is too much. This is too much grind on his body. Rolly Romero wasn't no easy fight. Okay, his last fight wasn't easy. Okay, they all ended out in knockouts, but they were hard. They were hard knockouts. Those guys was giving Tank some problems. Okay, and I think he still needs to stay with Floyd. Okay, personally, because I don't think Floyd has taught him everything that he needs to know to be a true champion and to be a champion for a long period of time. That's the one thing you can say about Floyd. Floyd was champion for a long time, and you just can't buy that at the store. You can't just buy a guy like Floyd Mayweather, who's pretty much retired from boxing, and that's willing to give you the game. Okay, because that's what it is right now. Floyd had a lot of vested interest in the Tank. He's been with Tank for since he was a young kid, since he was like 19 years old. He been with Tank, and so he's put a lot of time and effort and money into Tank Davis. And I think if Tank Davis was to leave, it's like the bird leaving the nest too soon. That's what I would say in this situation. I would say that Tank needs to re-sign with Floyd. Okay, this is not the time to break up right now. This will be the time to, re-sign with Floyd, gain more experience, and then when he's 28 years old, 29 years old, he's in the prime of his career, then he can leave Floyd. But as of right now, I think that it would be a bad decision if Floyd Mayweather is not in the stable. That's what I would say. You better keep Floyd, because if not, I can see Tank Davis losing a fight. I can see him losing certain fights. He's not going to be as focused. Okay, and another thing too, Rolly got him out of his game. Okay, he did get him out of his game. Rolly wasn't lying when he said he kind of exposed Tank. He kind of did, even though he lost the fight, he still kind of exposed Tank. And if Tank is going to beat the Bud Crawfords of the world, Shakur Stevensons, and maybe Errol Spence or something like that, he's gonna have to stay razor sharp focus. He's gonna have it, because if he doesn't, he he's not gonna be champ for a long period of time. And everybody takes a loss in this game. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You could be the greatest fighter of all time. He's taking a loss. Mike Tyson's taking a loss. Larry Holmes is taking a loss. and they all take losses. Okay, Floyd is the only person that's pretty much not taking no loss. Okay, and that's it. So all you got is Floyd. Okay, the rest of them have taken losses, and Tank can lose, and Tank has shown signs to where he can get hit, and if he get hit with the wrong punch, he get hit with the right punch, he could be out of there too. So me personally, I think Tank needs to stay with Floyd. If he don't, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing good at this point with Tank. He could have lost tonight, straight up. That's what I see. He won the fight, ain't no doubt about that. But in certain sense, and most people will sit there and say he was losing this fight. The only people that said that this fight was even the ones, even his friends said that it was even. Okay, his friends said they were even. Okay, and they was being nice. Okay, but and overall, if you really take a look at this fight, Rolly Romero was winning every round. That is fact. That is fact. He just got caught. He just got caught with the right shot. Tank hit him with that. Hit him with that thunder, and Rolly was down. Now the only thing I will say about Rolly is that you know can he take a punch? He can dish it out, but can he take it? That's the only thing that I would say. And so he's gonna have to work on that. Okay, but he better not rematch this. I don't think he should rematch it right now. I think he needs to get some more experience. Take this loss right here and get some experience. This Tank Davis fight will always be there. Okay, it'll always be there. If he's doing it to chase money, he's not gonna last very long in boxing. Okay, because he don't need two losses under his belt right now. It's too early for him to have two losses. He needs to just have this loss right here and work up the ranks and fight other fighters and win those fights and then gain some experience and then go after Tank. Right now is not the time. That's what I would say for Rolly Romero. And Tank Davis, he needs to go ahead and stay with Mayweather Productions. You know what I'm saying? Just for the experience. Okay, you need Floyd for the experience. You don't need Floyd for the money. You need Floyd for the experience. That's what he needs it for. Nothing more, nothing less. Moving forward, I want y'all to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. It's your boy King Marko. I'm signing out.